So salinization, this is another important, it is not a specific pedogenic process, it is considered in a specific pedogenic process, but this salinization mostly taking place in coastal districts of Odisha and southern states of India. Some inland salinization is there. But let us see in detail about this salinization. It is a process of accumulation of salts such as sulfates, chlorates of calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium in soils in the form of salty, salic horizon. Accumulation of, simply I want to say it's accumulation of some salts of calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium. So how it looks? It looks like this whitish encrustations we can see because of this accumulation of these salts. Okay, let us go in detail about this. Due to this accumulation of these salts, these are also called as saline chalks or saline soils are developed. So this type of soils will have electronic conductivity. It is more than 4 decisiemens per meter, and exchangeable sodium percentage, that is ESP means exchangeable sodium percentage, will be less than 15% because sodium is not dominated in this type of soils, and the pH will be around 7 to 8.5. High pH will be there. This type of conditions are highly prevalent in coastal districts of Odisha. You can see coastal district of Odisha, most in Puri district, we can see this type of conditions are prevalent. Let us see in more detail about this. So what are the responsible factors? Why these saline soils? Usually this called as problematic soils. This creates a lot of problem while in mostly for agriculturists, it creates a lot of problem. What are the factors responsible for that? First problem, the climate. If the climate is arid to semi-arid conditions, very favorable for this salinization, followed by shallow or brackish water groundwater. If there is any condition of shallow or brackish water conditions are there, means irrigation. Mostly if you irrigate with this brackish or shallow waters, definitely there is accumulation of those salts will be there. Followed by lower topography. Naturally, if lower topography or any depression lands are there, what will happen? These lower whatever the salts brought by the water will be accumulated in the lower topography, and that creates the inland salinity problem. And another one is called alluvial deposits. Naturally, alluvial deposits nearby the coast side, sea coast sides, definitely there is a accumulation of salts will be there. So that leads to the formation of your saline soils. And followed by naturally use of saline water to the irrigation water. So if your water is having some dissolved salts like it's dissolved salts of calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, definitely you can see the accumulation of salts, and problem leads to we will end up with the saline soils. And naturally, if there is imperfect or poor drainage condition, is that definitely these accumulations of these salts will be taking place and leads to the we will end up with the saline soils. So continuation to that. So what is happening? What I want to say in this image means, see, if your climate is very arid to semi-arid regions, what will happen? The saline groundwater. See, this groundwater contains all the dissolved salts. Due to the environmental condition, there will be some capillary, that means uprise. There is a raise of this capillary, due to the capillary action, the water will be raised up. And what will happen? The whatever the water was raised up to the top layer, up to here, what will happen? It will be evaporated by the environment, and during this traveling of this groundwater, the saline groundwater from this layer to top layer, it will also bring your carbonates of calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, and that will be accumulated in the surface, and that gives an appearance of whitish color on your soil, on the surface of the soil. I think if you see my previous slide, you can see this whitish color appearance. So this type of condition is called, the salt crust is called white alkaline soil. Okay, sir. Good. How to overcome this? What are the reclamation? Reclamation is very simple. We want to leach out all these salts, all these carbonates and bicarbonates. We have to leach out with a good subsurface irrigation, and we have to leach the soils. Actually, to be frank, this salinization is, there is another important problem is the alkali soils. Those are biggest problem compared with this alkali. Here in this type of soils, we can leach off. We can use with our what do you say, with a good fresh water, good non-saline water. We can easily do the leaching, and we can sort out this problem. Mostly, this problem is very big problem in the coastal side than compared to other inland surface, inland type of soils. Thank you. Please mention in the comment section which sports you play for a good health and for your good mental health. Thank you.